Now, who says advertising can't do some good as well as do other things like raise brand awareness and sell soap powder? The Johannesburg advertising agency Joe Public has been recognized at an international advertising competition in the United States for its campaign Rock4Aids, which effectively uses the power of music to create awareness about HIV/AIDS. And besides holding successful concerts each year featuring top South African performers, Joe Public has also made a commitment to the Forte High School in Dobsonville in Soweto as its adopted school. Let's talk about this from the agency. Creative head Pepe Marais is with us tonight. Pepe, good evening to you. How does music and this concept raise awareness about AIDS? What are you trying to achieve?
It started off with a thought that maybe there's a lot of silence around the issue, around HIV/AIDS. I mean, if I look at the newspapers, I normally see a lot of articles on the 1st of December. So we thought we'll start this rock concert. It started quite small, quite sort of insignificant, no big vision for it. And we just donated thing like 10,000 rand a year to the AIDS orphanage as a starting point. And then it just developed, it grew year on year. And now it's starting to make quite a meaningful difference.
Well, let's talk about the meaningful difference in a moment. But what form does it take? Is it just your average rock concert?
It is. If you ask anyone who's been to the last couple, it's actually turning out to be quite a stunning event and at a very, very high level. So, for instance, Unplugged takes on the MTV Unplugged format. So that's already quite different. So when you get rock bands, you get them playing acoustically. And it's in a 500-seater, very exclusive cinema in Braamfontein. And we invest a lot of money in the sound and the actual lighting. So the level of it is international. Is world class. I
want to talk to you in just a moment about how you've kept this top of mind, and there's a very interesting direct mail campaign that goes with it. But then the high school in Soweto, how does that factor or fit into all of this?
Well, that's where my personal sort of vision came into it, because I really believe that at the root of the problem is actually education, and not necessarily education around HIV/AIDS. So to me, it's definitely just raising awareness in schools. And using education, and that's why you've got that captive audience.
But as you're talking to us, we're also rolling pictures of the school. I guess these are before and after pictures. So money raised, you've obviously made a difference.
Yeah, and I have to give kudos to a couple of my sort of not just clients but also friends in the industry. So brands like CTM that I've worked on in the past, and I've got a relationship with the owners of the business, where they've come forward and donated quite large sums. So it's not just coming out of the concert. So it's funds raised from the concert, people engaging in the concert, coming to the concert, and actually then stepping in and giving money.
Is that a difficult part of the equation? I mean, a difficult sell? These days there's so much fatigue around the HIV/AIDS message.
Yeah, I would say so. And I think that's why it's changing. You know, we definitely... I think the future of it's actually going to be more and more around education. I mean, we might even change it to Rock4Education in the future. We've got this idea that one school at a time we can actually change the educational system. So it is growing year on year to actually bigger than just AIDS.
Got to start with one small step, I guess, and something like this. Now, there's obviously an advertising component as well, for which you've been recognized. Yeah. Again, my question is, how do you keep this top of mind?
Very difficult. So you don't have a budget. And a low budget, so the route we take is direct mail. So we create quite outstanding direct mail pieces that really resonate with people. We send them out to the bands and to fundraising sort of people that we target. So we'll send out 10 of these in a year, and then we wait and see what we get out of it. And every year people respond to it. So the more powerful the communication, the better the response.
Well, one of the images we've just shown on screen is the box, and are those guitar plectrums that you've got there?
So it was an ARV, so it looks like an antiretroviral box. And then when you open it, instead of the tablet, it's got little plectrums in it, and it's got a message on it, and it's quite beautifully put together as a piece of communication. And then inside, the whole pamphlet that folds out explains our whole approach. So our approach is to treat the cause and not necessarily the symptom.
How close has this got to your heart?
A little bit too. Well, I shouldn't say a little bit too close.
Well,
but very close.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It gives me a lot more purpose in advertising, I would say. I mean, I think there's a lot we can do. I mean, we control massive budgets, and to actually be able to use it for some good. And I've seen the clients benefiting from it as well. So we had Tracker, one of our key clients in the business, that stepped in and actually built a basketball court and a tennis court for the school. But that's not, I mean, there's other places we engage heavily. So I'm at the school every 2 months for senior meetings with the HODs, and I've got a management tool employed in the school. So it's exciting. I'm learning as I'm going along.
Advertising for good, it's not a bad thing. Congratulations to you, Pepe Marais, creative head of the advertising agency Joe Public here in Johannesburg.